And then there were crickets. Cricket, cricket, cricket. Do you hear the crickets?
I hear the crickets.
Aha! There he is.
Sir, how are you doing?
I'm good, Teddy Ted. What is going on? I know we're not supposed to do these things like referencing dates and times, but what the heck? Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, no, we could do
Happy
that.
Turkey Day.
Come on, we could do all of that.
Even though it's a few days later.
No, that's all good.
The last of the turkey being emptied out of refrigerators nationwide, hopefully.
We had a few hurdles to jump before we, because we had to adhere to don't reference a day, don't reference a time, don't reference anything, because you never know where the show will be played.
Right. When and where.
So happy Cyber Sunday.
Happy Cyber Sunday.
To you, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Ways to follow the show, latenightparents.com, where you can find the latest Twitter feeds, Facebook messages, which we never go on Facebook. We rarely go on Twitter. But, hey, they tell us that's what we have to say, you know?
That's what we do.
We say, promote this, promote that.
I don't know.
Go to the website.
You're on Twitter pretty often. I'm the guy who's not on Twitter.
Yes.
You're there pretty often. I'm on spurts. Like once a month, I'll check, and you'll see me respond to a whole bunch of things all at once.
Right.
And then I go dark for another month.
You're on Facebook more.
I'm on Facebook more. This is true. I'm on Facebook every day.
Dark on Facebook.
Yeah, you don't exist on Facebook.
The last post was early 2018.
Wow. So you have
It was a like.
It was a like.
It was a like.
Oh, so then go ahead and let's see what you can bring up there. So Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, Richie V. How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was great. We're at that stage now.
Okay.
Where of course three sons.
My three sons.
My three sons. All three of the boys in relationships, significant relationships with women.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this year, of course, the middle son is, about 1,000 miles away,
right,
out in Texas.
Uh-huh.
But we were invited to the parents' homes of both of the other two who live local.
Really?
One lives in Huntington, where I live, so that was easier. The other one lives... I know, you know where I live. Dun, dun, dun. Huntington Beach, California.
Right.
The others are way up north, near the mountains. We were invited there too, and we have friends who live up there as well. So there was a whole big toss-up. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And of course, the wife still had to work that night, so that kind of made it easier. We stayed local, went there, met the family, had a good time. Turkeys were eaten, and stuffing, and drinks, and it was a great time to be had.
Perfect.
How about you?
Before I answer that question, he's Rich Valdez. I'm Ted Hicks, and this is none other than Brian Graves,
super producer Brian Graves.
He was. If we had a 5-second, if the elevator was like 5 seconds slower,
yep, we would have missed him.
We would have went with the rant of all rants.
Here we are. There's no one here.
There's no one here, but we're on the air.
Do I press play? Do I press record?
Listen, Thanksgiving was great. It was a little bit different. Because
tell me, how was it different?
Family was kind of split.
See, you're getting to that stage now.
So Pam and the kids went to South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And I stayed up here to have Thanksgiving with my dad.
Nice. How is Dad?
He's doing well.
Yeah.
Came over. It was kind of funny because I said, okay, so Thanksgiving, what's the deal? Do I get the Cajun turkey?
Right.
Do I get this? Do I get that? He was like, well, son. Yes. I said, yes. Dad.
Yes, father.
I said, Father. He said, I'm having Thanksgiving with my lady friend.
Oh.
I said, excuse me. I said, I thought you would want to watch football with your son and have Thanksgiving with your son when your son has stayed up here and he could have traveled 800 miles away.
No.
But I'll see you on Friday, son.
Okay.
So,
nice.
We had a meal yesterday, but I also spent some time in Queens with my good friend of, I'm going to say, 32 plus years, Eric Tanner.
Nice.
He had Thanksgiving dinner also.
Okay.
So what we were trying to do was, we have a mutual friend, and I think I mentioned to you last week, couldn't make the live show because one of our other close friends of 30 plus years lost his brother. His brother,
he did.
Battled cancer.
Okay.
Don't want to say lost the battle.
Okay.
But he battled cancer, and he's no longer with us. So the services, were there. But that was kind of Thanksgiving. What was, as we segue from that, tell me, did you do any Black Friday shopping?
Very, very little.
You more of a Cyber Monday guy?
Doing more of the Cyber Monday thing. I have nothing on a wish list, want list, really.
Okay.
I do have to find, and I ordered it today actually, a TV for Mom.
Okay.
Because her ancient tube TV finally went.
The CRT TV?
Yes. Finally went.
What people like to say the big butt TV.
I've never heard that one.
I heard somebody say that.
I've never heard that one. Okay.
Yes.
Big butt TV. Okay. So yes, that finally went, but she doesn't have a lot of space, so it's like, it'd be really easy, especially with prices, to get a nice 55, 60 inch for nothing and all that.
It's like $300-400 nowadays,
I gotta keep it smaller, so it's like a 32 inch, but I want to get at least a 1080, not a 720. Okay. But I found one, Walmart actually, not even 250, 32 inch, 1080p,
okay,
139.
Oh. Hey,
and it's a real brand.
Hey, that reference to the Big Butt TV,
was
from the infamous Gary from Greensboro, my brother-in-law. he mentioned that, and I looked at him like,
Big Butt TV.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's, want to give the, I don't know if he trademarked it or anything like that. Yeah. So I'll give him all the credit.
Hashtag.
Richie V.
And the other thing, I'll cut you off real quick. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I have told you about it. It is totally official.
Okay.
So it's congratulations going out.
Really?
To my son Ryan.
Really?
His fiancée Martha.
Oh, no.
They are expecting.
Wow.
The first grandchild on both sides of the family.
Richie V.
They are due in May.
Richie V. I look at your portfolio.
My portfolio.
Over all these years that I've had the honor to know you and to work with you in so many different capacities.
Yes.
This probably will be your greatest accomplishment.
I'll agree with that.
You know?
Yep.
See, you thought I was going somewhere kooky or goofy, and you're like, all right, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. You know? I will share with you, I did some Black Friday shopping.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. What were you looking for, and then what did you buy? Because it ends up normally being two different things.
You're not going to believe this.
Okay.
Brace yourself. Brian, brace yourself. I wanted to go get a car.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me because I know we've been talking on the side. You've been looking at vehicles.
And I went on Black Friday and got a Black Friday deal for a new car.
Yeah. And you get a car.
And you get a car.
And do I get a car?
Yes.
So, all right.
I did it.
What'd you get?
I did it. Well, I for the most part, vanilla.
Yeah.
I don't sway too far.
Yes.
To go out there and, if you saw like a Range Rover outside, you'd be like
that's not Ted's.
That's not Ted's.
That's not Ted's.
That's not him.
If I saw a Navigator sitting outside.
All right.
If I saw an Explorer sitting outside.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ah.
So, got another Explorer. Handed the lease back in.
Yep.
I've had my run with leases. I am so happy to say I'm glad I'm done. But it was a good experience. It was a good experience. It's 3 years just like that.
Is it outside right now? Did I miss it?
It's outside right now.
See, I pulled up so quickly because you were standing on the other side of the car.
You were like a bat out of you know what. You were in the Batmobile and you came through. And it was just like, I just seen you just flash right through.
I'm like, wait.
Boom. You pulled it and that was it. But Yeah, that was the deal.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, are you purchasing this one, or are you going to do another?
This one.
I'm sorry. Sure. If you have a write-off,
right,
leasing makes total sense.
I was going to initially want to lease it,
right?
And we sat there, and I was like, you know what? How about let's
run the numbers
for the financing option.
Yep.
I said, you know what? Let's go that way.
Yep. In 5 or 6 years, whichever you went with.
Yes.
You're done. You can take a break from payments totally.
Mm-hmm.
It's a car that you've had from day one. New one?
Right. New one.
Nice. So it'll be a car you've owned from day one. You'll know everything about it. In 5 or 6 years, knowing it's going to have like 20,000 miles on it, if that much. And the car will be able to last you and Nemo.
Right.
For the next 20 years.
Forever.
Nice.
Hey, big shout out to WRAQ and Global Community Radio. Also, as always, the home team, 1240 AM 1240 WGBB. Richie V, yes, that is the case.
Very nice.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do for Cyber Monday. There's nothing I really want.
I'll be looking, of course. There'll be some small things here and there, maybe. I mean, unless something. If I see a really, really sweet deal from like Verizon for a phone.
Oh, okay.
That might get me, but I'm not paying $1,000 for a phone. So unless they come to some crazy numbers.
Do you we always say every year, buy yourself something that you could be happy with, that you could say, you know what, I'm glad I did this.
Yes.
Because you could wait for the kids and the wives to pay for it or get it, and you're just like, no. You know what? It's okay. I'm good. I'm fine. So this is Late Night Parents. This is with Rich and Ted. Best ways to follow the show is latenightparents.com. Rich, got to get to a couple of heavy topics.
All right.
Alabama mall shooting, where an officer killed the wrong man.
Again. I don't know. Besides what was the published details that they're coming out and admitting, oops, we shot the wrong person. This is not the man who shot the two teenagers.
Right.
He may have been involved somehow, but definitely not the one who did the shooting. So here we have, as I said it before, a case of hashtag guarding while black.
Yeah,
he's legally there, doing the right thing. Everything is correct, and he gets shot and killed.
Come
on. If this isn't enough to make not just some people, but everyone really, just take a second look. Just look at this with a third eye and say, there's got to be something wrong here. Well, why is it right away you see someone in a certain situation and you make an assumption, and then, especially if you're the person behind the gun, you just open fire? I mean, get it. I understand to serve and protect, and of course protecting yourself, and you're out there to protect the community. But look first. You can't just jump. You can't make an assumption. And all too often, it seems like when there are different colors involved, there's a break. There's a delay. There's wait, let's talk. Let's see what's going on. And in some cases, oh, you're hungry after you just shot up a bunch of people in the church. Let's go get breakfast.
Right. Come on. We've gone through this time and time again, and it's kind of like we know, or we feel like we know the course of action. The city or state won't admit any wrongdoing.
Right, of course not.
They'll write a check for roughly between $2 to maybe $5 million.
Pick your millions, yes.
It gets handed off to the family members. They pipe down. I guess some NDAs are signed.
And that's the end of it.
And that's it.
Let's see what happens this time around.
And I hope this is not the case. I mean, at some point, we've had these discussions. We've seen some of these town halls, but when is there going to be action?
I think the only real and effective action that could be taken It's what some law enforcement agencies are doing, retraining specifically around implicit bias and the rules and what you should and shouldn't do. But you have to do this across the board.
Right.
And still, you're going to have those in certain areas who are still going to be like, yeah, whatever, okay, and act the way they want to act and jump to the conclusion the way they want to jump to the conclusion and pull the trigger when they want to pull the trigger. But, I still say as a rule, for the most part, the majority, without a doubt, don't go into the job looking to go kill somebody. Because you're going out there putting your own life on the line.
Sure.
They're out there to protect and got to put the vest on and knowing you're a target, but that is just part of the job.
Right. We'll segue pretty quick to Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith, Mississippi senator, who's in a runoff, I think, for the last open seat. I think we're familiar with some of the comments that Cindy Hyde-Smith has made in regard to voter suppression, and I guess it was her failed attempt at a joke that no one found out to be
not very funny.
Not very funny about, I would stand here if there was a public hanging. And you're like, another tone-deaf person.
Right.
Extremely tone-deaf.
Extremely tone-deaf.
In Mississippi.
Where else?
So we have the president who will be at a couple of rallies leading up to this runoff election coming this Tuesday. But the one thing I've noticed, Rich, Walmart, AT&T, Aetna, and now Major League Baseball are all like, return our donations. Return our donations, and we would like to give it to some type of fund or some type of charity or some type of institution that's going to better race relations.
Right. That's a good stand. I mean, let's be honest. If we're talking, like $5,000, it's a symbolic gesture,
right? Not
a monetary gesture. The $5,000 is nothing for the companies, but I do think it's a good symbolic gesture. They should have realized this well before,
right?
They donated the money. And let's face it, if she hadn't made the silly comments, they wouldn't be asking for the money back.
They wouldn't be asking for the money back.
So
it's just there's a stench.
Right.
There's a stench. So Mike Espy is the candidate on the Democratic side that's running against her. And I personally don't see how this guy can lose. But you never know. Never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The other hot topic is the border wall and the caravan, and
so the migrants are at the wall. I guess depending on the wall at the border. Excuse me.
At the border.
And I guess depending, of course, which news you read, one way or another, they're at the border, attempting to come across,
right?
And we're firing tear gas back at them,
right?
I get we have a border and we have to maintain the border. I just have a hard time thinking that if this was on the northern border, we'd be doing the same thing.
Right.
It's within our right. We need to protect the border. Absolutely, no questions asked. I'm glad it's tear gas and not bullets. As I've seen some people on Facebook saying, turn around, lock and load, and all kinds of craziness. It's like, come on. No. Get them in, put them in whatever detention, do whatever you got to do, file paperwork, do all that, please. No one should just be able to walk across any country's borders. It just doesn't make any sense.
And I'll, piggyback off of you and say catch and release doesn't work either.
No, it doesn't, because
it doesn't.
Come back around. You even send them all the way, pay to send them all the way back wherever they may have come from. I want to make it sound like that, but that's what it is. You're sending them back to the country they came from. 6 months later, they're back. So, and that's something which we may never have a full answer or resolution to.
And it really doesn't matter on which administration.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter. This is an issue for the most part, people don't know how to deal with it.
Right.
And you're kind of like, okay, well, let's try this.
Right.
Let's try that. But, if there's any signs of force or brute force or anything else like that, I think that's questionable.
It's quite on both sides.
It is.
It's you can't just try to send hundreds of people across any border, and trying to climb whatever fence is there or sneak through whatever. You can't do that either. It's a sovereign country. Like you just said, it's not. This isn't even a political issue per se on either side of the aisle.
No,
it's a governmental national issue, which will continue to happen no matter who is in charge of the administration.
That's true. Because I think until someone has an actual answer,
right,
and we'll probably be old men.
We'll be pushing up daisies. And there'll be no answer.
Right, and there'll be no answer. Got a pretty fun topic we've talked about before. We've talked in the past about regional sports networks.
Yes.
We've talked about how lucrative they are. We've talked about sports rights. We've talked how these channels control upwards to, I don't know, 60 teams that are shown across these various channels. And this is all the I guess like the fallout of the Disney acquiring a lot of the entertainment from Fox. So Disney himself has to absolve themselves and sell
pieces of it, right?
Sell it all off because number one,
they don't want to end up being the conglomerate that they already are.
Right. And it looks like, they look like a monopoly if they kept it. So Department of Justice has told them to do that, but kind of gets into the 800-pound gorilla. So you talk about live sports, you talk about these channels. I think I said upwards of $20 million. I mean, $20 billion. $20 billion. $20 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Yes Network alone is going to go for about $4 billion of the 20.
So, Amazon is looking to purchase the Yes Network.
Yes. Amazon is looking to purchase the Yes Network. Yes.
So, what happened to, or what portion of it is still owned by the Yankees themselves?
20%.
Okay.
So they own 20% of it, and they sold the remaining 80% to Fox,
right?
Because they just want it from the point of, hey, we need a strategic partner who can cover the cost. They're providing content,
right?
That's that. So,
right.
So I think Amazon is looking at not only Yes, but they're looking at the other 21 channels. Because they want to be that player. They're already doing Thursday Night Football.
Live sports.
Amazon. But the big question for me is when something goes behind that paywall.
Which it's got to do sooner or later.
Right.
I mean, Amazon can probably flip some of it and saying, all right, via our own advertising, we'll get people to buy things from Amazon shopping. Which will pay for some of it. But, like you say, when the paywall goes up, will they throw it behind the Prime paywall? Which could make sense.
I think that's what they're doing.
Don't touch the Prime pricing and just throw it behind Prime paywall.
Right.
Because okay.
When you log in, if you're on a browser, on a computer,
yep,
and you're logged in with Amazon Prime,
yep,
you hit the option for Amazon Video, and you see that portfolio.
Okay. And it comes up there.
It comes up there.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I'm just, I don't know. It's kind of like, okay, we spend so much time talking about, the world spends so much time talking about a couple of things. Trump, Amazon, Apple, Facebook getting hacked. It's like we talk about these same topics
every 6 months. It just cycles around again.
It's the same thing. I don't get it.
Well, here's my question on the Yes Network airings. So when a game airs on Yes, is it blacked out from local transmission over the air?
Yes. You have to be a subscriber to Yes
for those games. But not all. Some games are still broadcast.
A handful, like less than the games that air on like Big Fox.
Yeah.
And the local
the local over the air transmission, pick it up on their antenna.
Is probably less than 30 games a year.
Okay.
Of the 162.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, it's a great product. You get the chance to air the Yankees. Airing the Yankees is like airing the Dallas Cowboys.
Right. It's a piggy bank.
Yes. So I don't know. I'm just kind of we're at a wait and see point, kind of like an inflection point with them. There's a couple other players, but I think the standard people, like the Comcast of the world, meaning like AT&T,
right,
which is also NBC,
right.
I guess they're waiting. Just like first round bidding, I don't think they participated in.
So does that mean Amazon could just scoop it up and that's it?
I think so. But they can basically outbid everyone,
right? And
just say, you know what, we estimated at $21 billion. You know what?
25.
Here's 25.
Right.
Get out of here.
Unless Apple was to make some play for Apple TV to get it.
Yeah. I mean,
if they really wanted to get serious about it.
If they really wanted to get serious about it.
Which I hope not.
I really don't see them going that route.
Yeah.
You would like to see them going that route. But no. I think what they do is with the hardware and with...
They're trying to focus on... They're making music their focus.
Yes.
Which
they
landed into
idea.
that, which it makes sense. Fine.
I think it's a great idea.
Own it, run with it.
I saw it last. I think I had mentioned to you a few weeks ago. So I have stock in iHeartRadio.
Yep.
You know, can you say like bottomed out?
Did it?
I mean, it's like a share is like 50 cents.
So buy more to leverage.
You buy more.
Average out.
Right. But I heard Apple was looking to. I'm not sure if they were looking to purchase it.
iHeart. That would have made the price bump up.
That would make the price bump up, and or because since their focus is music,
right,
and since their focus is, they've got a great station. That Beats One product, but it's hidden behind the paywall.
So therefore, I heard Beats One the week that Apple Music opened, and never again.
Right. When I mean it's a great product, it's a great product. Why? Because you got the stars who do their shows. Okay. And everyone, for the most part, does a show bi-weekly.
Okay.
We are like the only two stars that aren't on Beats One. Okay.
How'd that happen, Ted?
But don't get me wrong, I love BBB.
Well, we're on iTunes. We're on iTunes.
We're on iTunes.
Get us on iTunes.
Okay.
So we're in the family.
But the problem is, you go behind these paywalls.
Yep.
No one can find you ever again.
No. They make the assumption. But then again, that's not no one can. It's because they've got so many subscribers now that I guess they're happy with those who can get to it.
20 million subscribers. How many people have cell phones?
Yeah, well, how many billions? Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, I guess the thought is you put Beats One in an open market on some of these stations, then I think for the most part, you might have something.
You'll get people to listen to Beats One, but then you lose the incentive to subscribe to.
You do. So
they get their own catch-22.
Yeah, it is. It really is, because if I can get it for free, then why am I?
Right.
But you're subscribing for the music.
Right. But then again, the music's everywhere. I mean, I know we've had, initially, of course, was it Kanye, I think, and it might have even been Jay-Z. I know Kanye did it. Say, okay, I'm going to release something on Beats One, and you're never going to get it anywhere else.
Yes.
Except 3 or 4 months later, it was released to the world.
Yeah.
So why? Why bother?
He did that with Tidal before.
Yeah, with Tidal. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
did that with Tidal before. So you're sitting there and you're like, I'm not so sure about this, but I don't know. I think paywalls look good from a business perspective.
Yeah, sure.
Because you can then quantify the subscribers.
But again, how many music subscription services does one need?
I just have one.
Right now, I'm paying for none. Well, technically, all right. So I am a Amazon Prime subscriber, so of course I get their music.
Prime,
but
and Apple Music.
I'm not paying for Apple Music. I'm not paying for Pandora. I'm not paying for Spotify. I was a paid Spotify subscriber for a while, and I might re-up. Spotify is my favorite service.
Okay.
With Pandora is a close second.
I think I don't even know if I told you. I clipped my Sirius XM.
That's a rough one.
I clipped it.
Not even. Well, you might get. Do you get it with the car?
Oh, with the old car, I knew I was getting rid of it.
Right, so you didn't care.
It was up for renewal, so I said,
done.
Clip, done.
Completely.
Yeah, done completely.
Did you also have the mobile? Did you have the web subscription?
Yes.
And did you have a mobile device or anything that you could?
So I paid for it for my car and Pam's car.
Yeesh.
So the web subscription goes under her car.
Okay.
So right now I have, I guess, like complimentary.
Yes. Yeah, it
subscription or however.
And 3 to 6 months from now,
right?
Like, okay,
that's it.
And you'll be like,
you go to it and you're like,
the message is on your screen.
Call
this channel not available.
Call this number.
Unavailable.
1-888.
Yep.
888.
Yep.
8888.
Unavailable.
So I don't know how many subscription services one person would need.
Music is music. All music is available everywhere.
Right.
And unless, you can get not just one artist, you have to have a cadre of artists all to say, we will only release our music here with you. But then you're going to have to raise your bills, the price so much, because you're going to have to pay them because they're not going to get residuals from anywhere else from broadcast. They're only going to get it from you and whatever clicks or whatever else you can show. So I don't see it as a long-term solution.
Spotify has 80 billion.
Right. Not paid.
Not paid?
No, not 80 billion paid.
80
million, excuse me.
80 million.
You're up to 80 million paid now?
Well, 80 million subscribers.
Yeah. Even if half of that's paid.
Right. Oh my goodness.
2?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Which makes you say, why?
Why? What are they offering over there?
Right.
What am I missing that I'm not a subscriber?
I don't think you're missing anything.
I mean, I have no reason to.
Nope.
I have no.
And now with your new car, you'll have some of those apps in the car.
Dude.
If not all of them.
The CarPlay is in there. And I had to enable it.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
Everything just, your phone became integrated with,
It links to your phone, looked at all the accounts and everything right away and said, here you go.
It just pulled it right up. It
nice.
Just click the enable part.
Yep.
You sync in, you log in, and the next thing you know, it was on.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's good thought. I did an interview with Zed Key, who plays for Long Island Lutheran High School.
Oh, cool.
Otherwise known as Luhi. Did an interview with Zed on Black Friday.
Okay.
We were going back and forth, and very good, very bright young man. Asked him 10 questions. That interview is coming up shortly, but we won't be here at the end of the show.
No, we won't.
So
you should record it now, so at the end of the show you can play it.
Right.
We can say,
right.
Everyone, thanks for listening.
Right. So we can thank everyone now, even though listen to the rest of the show.
Continue listening, and then after the interview with Zed Key, we thank you for listening.
We thank you for listening to Zed Key and to our show, and we hope to be back next week.
Sorry.
Yes.
I couldn't find anything called Zeke and to her.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Siri.
Thank you, Siri. But on top of that, we'll be back, and it'll be December
Yes, this year is flying.
It's over. We're going to be back, and it's going to be December.
Yep.
Then we get to do the fun part of figuring out how many shows we do in December.
We'll let you know on that detail next week.
How many shows are we going to do live in December? Or we say, all right, Brian,
play this
and have a Happy New Year.
And here's the best of, and maybe I'll even put a music half hour together.
Ah, okay. Maybe. But other than that, I think that should be about it. Anything you got? Anything going on?
Back to work this week.
Yes, sir.
Enjoyed that. Well, really, I was only off for 3 days. But
really,
enjoyed the break. Wednesday? Did they?
Yeah.
They did the Wednesday thing?
They did the Wednesday.
Oh, I mean, they got another day.
Yeah, you got another day.
Awesome. And that's it. What about you?
Nothing too tough. Just regular work week. Still doing that Common Core math. Dude, you want to talk about Debbie Downer?
Does it make any sense yet?
Not at all.
Okay.
He actually did math that I didn't understand. And for the most part, I've understood most of this stuff, but didn't understand this.
I don't get it.
And he got it correct. And I was just like, okay, great.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Hand it off to him now. Congratulations.
You win. I don't know what you win, but
you win.
You win this math packet.
Nice.
You know, but other than that, we're going to go into the interview.
Cool.
And as always, Richie V, best ways to get in contact with you?
Late Night Rich.
All right. And I'm the real Ted Hicks. And we have an interview coming up now with Zed Key from Luha.
Thanks. Have a good one.
And good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ted Hicks from Late Night Parents. Ways to follow the show, latenightparents.com, where you can find our latest blogs, wikis. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and most part, you can listen to our archive podcast. That site, again, is latenightparents.com. And tonight, the featured guest for our show it might be a name that you might know if you're in the tri-state area, but if you're outside of it, you might not know it yet, but hopefully very shortly you're going to get to know it. Speaking to Luhai's star player, Zed Key, who is out of Brentwood, Long Island. That's Long Island, New York, Suffolk, New York. So really excited about it. Zed, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Want to thank you for taking the time out. I know it's post Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was really good. Got to spend time with friends and family. Got to eat a little bit, so it was a fun time.
Okay. So hopefully not eating too much because I know you're in the gym, a gym rat. So if your trainers are listening, I hope they don't work you too hard. So, Zed, a lot of good news. I want to thank Tango, and the power of the internet and the amount of people that you can meet over the internet. I tell you, has been the strength of LateNightParents.com because we meet a whole slew of people through Twitter, and Tango was kind enough to pass along your information, try to connect us together, and I know our people had to talk to your people and everything else like that, so I'm glad we're able to get this interview going. Any given day, it's always interesting to talk with an athlete, but definitely a young athlete who's getting ready to, attend college, and there's a lot of big things that are on your mind. So I know you're attending Lutheran High School, and from what I can pull off the internet, there's been, multiple offers and schools that are interested, and that's great. But I guess my first question for you is, have you started the process of visiting schools? And if so, where have you gone or planning on going?
I've started the process of visiting schools. I've been to Iona, Stony Brook, UMass, Rutgers, Florida, and Penn State, but I haven't taken any official visits yet. I'm planning on going to Seton Hall, Wisconsin, Cincinnati, and St. John's in the spring next year.
Okay. So I guess next question would be, is there any pressure to stay at home and go to a college close by?
No. I just want to go to a college where it's the best fit, where I fit in the best for, like, my playing style and stuff like that.
Okay. So, Zed, who's the player you model your game after?
The player that I chose was Tobias Harris. Because shoot the basketball and post and handle the basketball and play multiple positions.
So Zed, on the internet, I see you listed as a small forward. So I see you playing a 3. I see you listed as a power forward. What do you consider yourself? Are you kind of like that hybrid type player who can play multiple spots?
Yes, because at my height in college, I'm not a center, so I have to work on my game and expand my game to become a 4 or 3. So to become a hybrid.
Okay.
Be a hybrid in college.
But so currently in high school, do you lean more towards a 3, small forward, or 4, or there's like or do you just go with the flow?
3/4, but mostly a 3.
Okay. What about, like, with you being a 3, playing a lot of 3, so ball handling skills, everything else like that are definitely up to par. I've seen I've seen your portfolio on the internet. Very, very impressive.
Thank you.
So, Zed, we're speaking with Zed Key from Lou High. You can reach Zed at, I want to make sure I get it right, Zed Basketball 14. So, Zed, who's your biggest influence?
My biggest influence is my parents. Because
excellent.
They do everything for me. They drive me to all my tournaments. They feed me. They clothe me. So they are my biggest influence. They sacrifice so much for me.
Zed, I want to give you a slow hand clap, because that's a question I've asked a lot of youth athletes, and I hear the craziest responses. And I got to tell you, sometimes I cringe also, because I'm like, for any, younger athlete or anyone, for in occasions when there's someone, a teenager who's involved in collegiate sports and everything else like that, it's got to be mom or dad. So slow hand clap. Definitely proud for you. Proud that you gave that great answer, because it's so important. Mom and dad are always there. They're always going to be involved up until the point where you can say, okay, mom and dad, I got it. So, great answer.
Thank you.
So, I got to ask you a question about tunes, about the type of music that you listen to. So, what song is playing, whether on your iTunes or your Google Play? What song is in your headphones as you prepare yourself for a game?
Before a game, I like to listen to Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay.
He kind of has like a nice flow going towards his music. Like, they're upbeat, high tempo, so it gets me energized for the game. And the song that I really listen to before games is this called "Do What I Want," because it's really like upbeat and it's like really energetic, so it gets me hyped.
Okay. Outside of Little Uzi Vert, who else are you? Is there any like secondary, any type of backup type of artists that are in your playlist?
His NBA Youngboy.
Okay.
He's not like a fast rapper, but his lyrics, they mean something. So I like what he raps about.
Okay. So tell me, what does your typical day consist of? Like, you wake up in the morning, give it to me, during the weekday, give it to me on the weekend. What does your typical day consist of?
During the weekdays, sometimes I wake up at 5 in the morning for a shooting workout with my trainer, Andrew. Then I come home, eat breakfast, which is really important, then go to school. After school, I have practice. Then sometimes I go to strength and conditioning at Heat Sports in Bohemia. And then I eat, because that's really important also, and do homework and then go to bed. And on the weekends, I get up sometimes at 5 in the morning, again, to go work out. Then I have practice at Lehigh for the basketball team. Then I come home, eat, and spend time with my family.
Okay. Once again, good answer. Solid. Tell me about the difficulties of kind of balancing school, basketball, and being a teenager.
As I transferred schools,
okay,
so the workload has increased tremendously. I have a lot of homework every night. So I'll be up until like 9:30, 10 o'clock, finishing homework, projects, essays. So I just have to find the time, or not find, like balance the time to do the homework and study, time management. It was hard for me at the beginning, but
okay,
I've balanced it out. Now I've gotten used to it. So I know how to manage my time.
Okay. So is like the homework, the additional homework, since you've transitioned from Brentwood to Lehigh, is it like a lot of online homework, or is it like the conventional where you got to sit there and do research, or?
It's both. Like sometimes I'll have homework online. The teacher will assign it in Google Drive, and I got to do it online. Sometimes they give us pen and paper. You got to write. And sometimes it's just you got to study and just write out stuff for the next project or the next essay that you got to do that you do in like a month or something.
Okay.
So,
do you run into like a lot of pressure with like hanging out with your friends, since a lot of your time is, you're on a schedule every day, whether it's, you dealing with the weekdays with school, with training and everything else like that? Did any of your friends like you grew up with are like, hey, Zed, when are you going to have time to hang out and stuff like that? Do you ever run into those type of issues?
No, not really, because they know how hard I work to go. They know my dream of what I would like to be an NBA basketball player. So they support like what I'm doing, and they know that I'm usually at the gym somewhere or at this tournament playing games, at this place doing something. So they support me, and they know that sometimes I can get really busy.
Got you. I guess a question that will be coming up next year is, who would be your dream prom date?
That's a good question. Dream prom date. Wow. I really got to think for this one.
All right. You want me to table it and we can come back to it?
Yes. I gotta have to think about that question too.
All right. Tell me the best piece of advice your parents have given you during this journey.
They said to me after a game, work hard in everything you do because you can't get it back. You can never get that play or second back. So say like you don't get that rebound or don't get that steal. You can't get that play back. It already happened. So
I will tell you this much. That's some sage advice that they've given you. You know, it's like you're going to go hard regardless. But like you said, if that play or something doesn't go your way, you can't harp on it. You got to keep moving. You got to keep pressing forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. We're talking with Zed Key. You can find him on Twitter at Zed Basketball 14. This is Late Night Parents. Ways to follow the show is latenightparents.com. Zed, what players, pro or college, have given you advice on basketball, life, etc.?
Two players, Tobias Harris and Shaq. They both said to me, always listen to your parents. They have lived through the time that you're going through before, and they know what they're doing. So they're not trying to give you the wrong information to steer you off the wrong path.
That's true. Like I said,
the right path.
Yes, they are true. I mean, I'll tell you, it's so true. You got to listen to your parents because they've been there. They might not have been where you are training in the gym, but they've been there, you know, being a teenager and going through this course called life. So I'm going to double back with you and say, and you can say, you know what, I'm going to hold off on that. Dream prom date? You want to answer that question, or you want to, maybe we could table it for a conversation in the future?
I'll answer that question now.
Oh, okay. So the question was, who would be your dream prom date?
Beyonce.
I was going to say Beyonce is the, default answer. Oh, my goodness. So as we get ready to wrap up, do you have any, I guess, words of wisdom for any other athletes that are, you know, either about to take this journey or any younger athletes that you've seen out there? Any words of wisdom for them?
Always work hard. Put the time in because it will repay you in the future. It will come back to you in the future. So keep working hard, and you'll see it results.
Gotcha. Hey, Zed, want to definitely thank you for taking the time out post Thanksgiving to join us here on Late Night Parents. We're definitely in your corner, and I'm telling you, I'm definitely going to take my son to one of these games. And when you're closer by, either at the Barclays Center or I think you're going to be at Adelphi in January. So we'll definitely be rooting for you and be in your corner and all the above. Other than that, what are the best ways of getting in contact with you if anyone wants to follow you on social media?
My Instagram is I'm the Dunker Zed14.
Okay.
And Twitter is Zed Basketball 14.
All right. Zed Key, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care.
You too.